Ingentive is a UK-based Microsoft partner. We are an Inner Circle member, which means we're one of the top 1% of Microsoft partners in the UK.
Wow.
And we also have all 7 solution designations. So really great relationship with Microsoft and really grateful for that. We were founded in 2023 and we are one of the fastest growing Microsoft partners in the UK with 100% year-on-year growth. So you can imagine it's been very busy. But yeah, we're an AI first partner.
That's
In
incredible. 2023, you're just still a baby.
yeah,
So that growth, yeah, I can only imagine.
yeah, it's
Wow,
been
must be
busy.
intense. That's great though. Um, from your perspective in your role in marketing, what do you think Ingentive are doing differently when it comes to Microsoft to get you ahead and keep you ahead of that curve?
Something we're really focused on at the moment is real results. So talking about what our clients have done, what we've implemented. I think that credibility. When I'm purchasing anything, I really want to see what what kind of results. If you think about skincare,
Oh yeah,
50% less wrinkles or whatever. I think that's a
yeah.
really really good part of
Why did you pick on wrinkles for me?
no, not for you. Me. But yeah, I think we're trying to really focus on like success stories and real results rather than just theory. And
Yeah,
then something that we're really focusing on at the moment is customer zero messaging, which is a term that actually Microsoft created the term. But essentially, what the point is that we need to be using internally, and we are using internally the things that we are providing for our clients. So
mm,
over the last 3 years, we've moved from Sage to Business Central, from HubSpot to Dynamics CE. We're using Cloud Platform. We're now moving to Fabric. We use Copilot. We've been lucky enough to use Copilot Co-work before the 17th of June in preview mode. So we're
it's
using
great, isn't it?
it's amazing. I'm using them Copilot all the time. So it's a big part of our marketing is not only talking about what we can offer, but also what we're doing internally. And I think that gives extra credibility and value to clients.
That message must resonate with customers who maybe are early on in their journey or have not yet dabbled, or those customers that they've gone all in and they're like, how can we use it better and how can we? So
Yeah.
having you have that customer zero methodology and approach must give them that reassurance that yeah, they know what they're doing, they're using it.
Yeah. And I think for, a lot of our clients, they will speak directly to the account manager. So that's sales rather than delivery. When we're
Yes,
building and if they need delivery are always available. We have a really hybrid approach to we'll work with everyone, we'll help you, we'll direct you to the right person. We're really open and supportive of our clients. But for sales, they don't have to anymore go to delivery to say, oh, what can this tool do? They can be like, oh yeah, I did that this morning. This is the answer. That kind of streamlining really helps as well with those uh, client relationships.
um do you have any examples of one of those tools you just referenced that's had a big impact on your productivity at work?
Yes, I would say Copilot in general, I use a lot. So for me, something that before we introduced Copilot, so I've been with the business since it was founded, so 3 years. Copilot wasn't as widely used even in
Mm,
the early days, and when I started, it wasn't really, you know, as widely available. I remember it starting, and something for me personally that I love is when it comes to creating case studies for our clients. So, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, case studies and those success stories are so important. But originally, I would have to call and transcribe the call with the account manager of the client,
yeah,
try and find the right delivery person, try and understand what this story was, what the client are like, what they need, how they communicate, and then get everything transcribed, cherry pick, and now I can just go to Copilot and say, "What's the story here? What are the impacts? Who was working on it?" You need the human. You have to validate everything. You
of
have to
course,
do everything,
always.
but it makes that kind of loop. I think marketing to sales is very natural. Sales to delivery is very natural. Getting that cycle back to marketing was always a bit of a pain point for me. So I'm really grateful for that. And then, yeah, I would say I've started using Copilot Co-work, and
Yeah.
something that I'm looking to do now is get rid of some of my manual tasks. So we have a KPI spreadsheet that we update every week with how we're performing in all of the areas of marketing that we need to be getting metrics on, and bring it all together from these different platforms. We're now looking at building a Copilot running, Copilot co-work, going and finding all of this information and bring it into one place, which will take probably an hour off of marketing's time every week, which over the
Wow.
year is amazing to not have to go
Yeah.
find this information. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
and it's just one more admin job, isn't it, on your to-do list that's just never going away, so
yeah, yeah, it's
it
one
must be
more
very
thing.
satisfying.
And then we can focus more on work that actually is making a bigger impact rather than the internal reporting. We can make sure that we are getting better with our when marketing do get into communication with clients, or supporting our internal team better with content they may need, with
Mm.
focus on optimizing our campaigns. Everything is focused on, more of the goals that we're trying to reach rather than just the internal report. Yeah.
Um, how do you take those internal experiences that you just talked about, how do you take those and turn them into marketing that really resonates with the end users and the customers?
Uh, I think what's important for us is, or the way I look at it is, we are marketing receipts, not a brochure. We're using our own experience. We're talking about our previous clients' experience, rather
Yeah.
whether it's anonymized or we're talking about the exact company it was. We are able to market in a way that is, the proof is here, and we eat our own cooking. I always say about
Yeah.
using Copilot or using these tools. We're doing this. I think when it comes to, I know you asked about marketing, but in the sales journey, we're able to really help even more with the change management. We understand exactly what it feels like to move from one thing to the other, or to start the wider implementation of a tool. That is all embedded, obviously, into our messaging. Um, and yeah, I think the tone shifts from seller to buyer to buyer, essentially, or
Yeah.
partner to partner. And I think that that's really helpful for what I've seen when clients and opportunities are talking to us. And yeah, so we really focus on that, as well as
Yeah.
just, this is what it can do theoretically.
Yeah. So it wouldn't really be a chat with Noteworthy without me going on about the Microsoft funded engagements, the partner
Yeah.
programs, the profitability that comes from those MCI funded engagements, and how you can use that to accelerate better transformation for those end customers. How have you woven those Microsoft programs or the workshops into your customer journey? Do you feel like that makes the engagements more successful?
Yeah, yeah, we definitely try and pull them in as much as possible where it is possible. And obviously, as you know, Sean, like, there's so many opportunities and it's easy to miss them as well. So we are
Yes.
really on it with, working, whether it's with Noteworthy or just exploring Partner Center, and, you know, uh, contacting our people that we know and close to at Microsoft for these opportunities. We really see the difference and the benefit of it. One thing I personally really like is the workshop programs that are available. I think for clients or opportunities, you're able to give someone a real hands-on experience of using that tool, not just send them a demo. They get
Yes.
time with that to see how it works, to understand how that could benefit them in their organization. And really, if you don't know the technology, you don't know what you don't know, there's so many capabilities that, a lot of people might not be aware of. And I think that opportunity to get hands-on and work in a really low risk way with an expert is a really good way to help clients see the value. I have some questions for you, if that's okay, please.
Yeah, please.
So I wanted to know, from your perspective, working with Microsoft partners, um, have you seen many taking this customer zero approach and doing the same sort of thing, whether it's with internally or with marketing?
Honestly, not enough. So, um, Customer zero is such an important concept. I don't think enough partners have really embraced that, because what it gives you is real credibility in market, so that when those sellers or delivery people, whoever, join the call, they really resonate with the technology and they can kind of draw down on their own experience. Just being completely honest, there's been a good too many times where I'm on a sales floor with a partner and you can see so much shadow AI in that business. So you can see people asking ChatGPT on their phones, how would I answer this licensing question or whatever that might be. And that just terrifies me. That really petrifies me. I understand that all partners are on a journey when it comes to customer zero, but I do think that the partners that are doing really well, Ingentive being one of them, are the ones that have really committed, and
Mm.
they've had training, the people understand that Copilot and Cowork and Researcher and Analyst and all of these agents are transformational to what they do. And they're using those because it's safe and it's governed and it's enterprise data security, and it's not the partner's data sprawling out into ChatGPT. Other AI LLMs are available. So honestly, I think partners need to kind of refocus in and understand the importance of that from the customer perspective, and how
Mm.
that shadow AI use might be bleeding into, less effective conversations with customers.
Yes. Yeah, totally. I guess as well, if you're using and building agents internally, which we're doing, you can some of your clients might need that as well. Like you kind of learn these new things, you test out as a guinea pig internally, and then you've you've ironed everything out before you build it and scale and govern it for a client. Where do you typically see partners struggling with when it comes to Microsoft programs? Is it like understanding them, how executing them? Like what have you seen from your side?
It's honestly both, and I totally empathize with the partners. I think that you go into Partner Center and you look at that incentives guide that's 300 slides long, and you just must almost think, when am I ever going to have the time to sit down and understand that? People are busy and the incentives change all the time. The documentation is huge and sprawling, and you have to really know yourself as a partner. So you have to know, okay, we've got the security designation, we'll have the specialization in a couple of weeks, it will unlock this funding. It's really complex. And especially partners who are in your position where you've got all 7 designations, you're actually qualified to deliver a load of stuff. Where do you even start?
Yeah.
So I think understanding it is almost the bigger job, and trying to understand how you can match your customers to the funding that's available. But executing is also, I think, more difficult than even perhaps Microsoft would really understand, because you've got to understand the program, and you can look at a workshop funded engagement, but then you have to have delivery people and people who can technically deliver that workshop to the customer in a way where Microsoft are going to sign it off and say, yeah, that partner's done a great job. You have to have
Mm.
people available. You have to have marketing involved to book the webinars and drive the customer attendance. And you have to do that in like a really repeatable way for it to be profitable, rather than doing one a year. That's not going to, what you want to be able to do is say, yeah, cool, we've nailed this one. We can deliver this Copilot workshop again and again and again, do one
Mm.
a week even. That's hugely profitable, but getting there is difficult. Obviously noteworthy, that's what we do. We're here to help partners kind of understand the incentives and map them to your skill set and your capability, and then understand how to deliver them. But there's so many partners out there trying to do it on their own. I almost feel, yeah, I really empathize with them. It can be really difficult.
Yeah. Well, I've logged into Partner Center a few times, and every time it is a lot, and it is
Yeah.
definitely why we need organizations like Noteworthy to help us
Yeah,
through it.
we're doing partner center therapy sessions.
You
Let me know if you want
are.
one. It's very common. People are stressed out by it. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to close with one last question. So I just wanted to know if you could give one piece of advice to other Microsoft partners who are really trying to get this right. What would that be?
I think kind of I know I've really hammered in the point about customer zero, but become your own first customer. Use these
Hmm.
tools, learn, grow, scale them. Really start to, like I said earlier, eat your own cooking, and then I think it works. It builds this credibility that you can't fake across the business. Everyone's on the same page, and it helps with those relationships with clients when if they come with ahead with a problem and it's something you've experienced, you're going into a conversation rather than a pitch, and
Mm.
it's really important, I think.